Hey there, welcome back. I am glad you're here. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are going to talk today about a question that we have been getting asked a lot. What to expect when you are moving to Southern Utah. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. I am excited to talk to you today about a topic that we talk with clients about this every single day. And so we thought, well, we're going to do a video, and then if you have other questions, please reach out. What we're going to talk about today is what to expect when you are moving to the area, when you're moving to Southern Utah. Before we get there, of course, if you are enjoying this content that we are bringing to you, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and you will be the first to hear all of this great information that we are bringing to you every single Thursday. Everybody knows that our market is just moving so fast. That's just a given. That is the world that we live in right now. At some point in time, there might be kind of a slowdown. I will let you know if and when that happens, but the world that we're in right now is just moving really, really quickly. When you are thinking about moving to the area, of course, the first thing we need to determine is your budget. So we're going to get you with a lender if you need a loan, or if you are paying cash, then we will need to be prepared to show the proof of funds when we submit an offer. Now, if you have a lender, that's great. If you would like to use somebody locally here, we have some great options, and I can, of course, connect you. So the first thing I like to do is really get you familiar with the area. What are the neighborhoods like? What are the different areas? What kind of bang are you gonna get for your buck? What are the areas that you're gonna like the best? What are some areas that you're gonna say, nah, I don't wanna go there, don't show me anything. So kind of get you acclimated to what this area has to offer. So once you've kind of gotten acclimated to the area and you have made the decision that this is where you want to move, we're going to sit down and do a really deep dive into what it is that you want, what are your priorities, what is your criteria, and how can we best find that great fit for you with what is available on the market. Now, one of the things that we get asked all the time is, how does it work if I have to sell a home where I'm moving from in order to purchase in Southern Utah? If you need to sell your home first before you move here, we're going to kind of fast forward to where you have made that decision, you're going to move here. How do we manage this transaction when you have a home to sell? Okay, there's a few ways we can do this. The first one is if you can qualify for a loan without selling your existing home, then you can keep your existing home, purchase something here, and then put your home there on the market. That way you only have to move one time, right? If that is not an option, you can come here, look for a home, find something that is a great fit, and make an offer, but we would probably have to make that offer contingent on the sale of your home where you're moving from. If your home is not on the market, that is not a really successful strategy in order to get a home under contract here in Southern Utah. Sellers are getting multiple offers still. They don't have to accept an offer with a contingency for a home to sell, especially one that isn't even on the market yet. So we've tried that with several clients. It usually does not end up in a successful contract. How do we navigate this if that is probably not our best option? The second thing that you can do is put your home on the market from wherever you are moving from, and probably it's going to sell quickly depending on where you're moving from, but most of the folks that are moving here don't have any problem selling their home where they are moving from. So if you put your home on the market in your current location, that does make that contingency a little bit easier to sell to a seller if they know that your home is on the market, and then it's probably going to go under contract quickly. We have been able to get some of those contracts through. Another thing you can do is put your home on the market there and wait until you have a contract. Now you can negotiate on that contract, maybe do some extended closings, some things like that. And really, I'm happy to work with the agent that is listing your home so we can kind of coordinate some of these details. That kind of communication really helps make a really successful transaction. So if you have a home that you are selling, you put it on the market, it goes under contract, then you can come here, and that contingency where your home is already under contract is really a lot more palatable to a seller to look at accepting that kind of an offer with that kind of a contingency on there. Now, another strategy that we have used is if you actually sell your home where you're moving from and move into a rental here while you are searching for a home and getting a home under contract and purchased. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. If we think that it is going to be a very quick transaction, come here, get a short-term rental, find a home that is the perfect fit, get it under contract, and then close it very quickly. That has worked out very well for some of our clients in some specific situations. The other option for a rental is, of course, getting into something that has a longer lease associated with it. Now, this can create some complications, of course. So if we can get you into a longer term lease with the conversation with the landlord or the property manager as to what the situation is, there's often an opportunity to kind of negotiate that once you go under contract and find somebody to take over your lease. It does, of course, carry just a little bit more risk because you probably are going to sign a longer term lease. So we've kind of set the stage now for some different options where if you do have to sell a home to get here, we can work through that. We have several different ways that we can manage that situation, and we will help you with every step of the way. So now we're going to kind of fast forward. We've got all of that taken care of. You're out here searching, you're looking for a home. One of the things that we have found that is very beneficial to our buyer clients is the market is moving so fast. If you are kind of prepped and ready to go and have a great understanding of what you want, what your criteria is, what your priorities are, things are coming on the market and then going under contract within a few days. So the ability to really have that dialed in and be able to make a quick decision is something that will really be beneficial for your home search and ultimately your home purchase. Okay, so now we have found a great fit for you, a great property that you are ready to purchase. What are some of the ways to make your offer kind of float to the top? It's probable that you will be competing against other buyers. That's just kind of the world that we are in right now. So how do we make your offer the most attractive to a seller for that property that you think is a great fit and is really going to be the home for you? Some techniques that we use. Okay, consider non-refundable earnest money. Now, there are people who are offering earnest money to go hard or become non-refundable upon acceptance of the offer. I am still old school. I still think it's important to have an inspection first. That's something that we can talk about, when you get here. What strategy are you comfortable with? I think it's important for buyers to really understand the condition of the home and what it is that they are buying before they put that earnest money at stake. But we can talk about that. So once you've had that inspection done, then if you want to make some of that or all of the earnest money non-refundable, that is something to consider. Helps your offer be just a little bit stronger in the eyes of the seller. Also consider you may be offering over list price. How much over list? Of course, that depends. It's kind of subjective. We can run comps for you to show you where everything is, kind of settled in the market. How much over list you offer is going to depend on if you have available cash to cover any kind of appraisal gap, if you're getting a loan, your comfort level, and maybe if we can get an idea of how many other offers are out there. There are times when I have had a conversation with my buyer clients and I have said, if this is the home for you, if this is the home that you really want, you need to come in with an offer where if someone else beats you out by $1,000, you've done everything you can to make this offer float to the top. Make your offer the very most attractive to the seller. Another strategy that we have used with some success is called an escalation clause. So this is where we would go in and say, okay, we're offering X. But if there are competing offers, we are willing to escalate or increase our offer to X plus some other number, $5,000, $10,000, whatever the situation calls for and whatever you're comfortable with. So we would put a cap on that escalation clause and we would say, we're going to come in X amount higher than the next competing offer, $1,000 more than the next competing offer, or $2,000 more than the next competing offer, or whatever the situation calls for, whatever you feel comfortable and confident offering. So that's another sort of tool that we have available to us, is if you want to offer here, but you're okay escalating to here, somewhere in between is maybe where that final offer is going to come in. And we have had a number of clients be able to get the property that they wanted because of that escalation clause. Another thing that I talk about all the time is how important communication is. So one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to make a phone call to the listing agent, let them know that we're writing an offer, and ask what is important to the seller. Does the seller need a longer closing time? Does the seller need a shorter closing time? Does the seller need to lease back for a portion of time? So you would be delayed taking occupancy in order to give the seller time to do whatever it is that they need to do next. So that's one thing that is really important, is that really good communication with the agent on the other side of the transaction, so that we have a really good understanding of what is most important to that seller. How can we make our offer the very most attractive to the seller and really help them have a confidence level that this is going to be a really smooth and great transaction. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have your lender, if you are getting a loan, reach out to the listing agent and just have a very quick conversation about the strength of your situation as a buyer. We're going to have that lender, they're already going to have run your credit. They are already going to have the desktop underwriting completed. So that lender is going to be a real asset when we are in the offer process. We're going to have that lender reach out to the listing agent, have a conversation that they're on board, they are part of the team, and your lender is committed to doing everything he or she can to make this a really successful transaction. I know this sounds like a lot, and it kind of is, but don't let it scare you. Don't let it make you anxious about the process. We are going to be here every single step of the way, and we're just going to manage stuff. We're just going to handle stuff. We're just going to make sure that whatever is best for you, we're going to do our very best to make that happen. And at the end of the process, you're going to have a great home in this cool community, in this beautiful setting, and it's going to be great. I know I've hit you with a lot. Let me know what questions you have. We're available to help you through every step of the process. I am Jennie Hendricks. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you soon.